10:32 p.m. I decided to get right to work instead of getting on the camera. So I'm at a good stopping point right now. My sissy left me yesterday and I didn't vlog much just because I wanted to really enjoy her last day here. We actually got to catch up a bunch because we woke up really early and then we ended up going to brunch. I think I took some of the footage on my actual phone. It was a short trip, but it was definitely like short and sweet. I feel like we accomplished everything she came here for, which is awesome. It was nice to not be working or anything while she was here, but that's also why I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, time to catch up on everything, emails, everything. But yeah, the weather has been so back and forth, hence why I'm wearing a dress and then a sweater on top of it, because my body temperature has also been doing something really strange. I have a few packages to mail out today, but I prepped it all yesterday after my sister left. I think I'm gonna go do that once I wrap up filming here. But like, yeah, I didn't really get to properly close out the last vlog because again, it was more important that I spent time with my sister. So this is the beginning of a new week, in case you're wondering. Okay, now I'm just wrapping up laundry from yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned this because I haven't been on camera, but I started watching this show called The Vow on HBO Max, and I'm not gonna lie, it's got me questioning whether I just need to put off TV for a while. And it works okay because like I have stuff to do anyway. I don't need to be TVing right now. It's almost like everything could be a trigger nowadays. And I'll explain more. I think I'm gonna do a sit down and talk about this in a greater detail, or maybe talk about it on the podcast, which if, by the way, you don't know about the podcast or you're not a listener, I'm gonna pop it down below. It's available on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, like, and you name it, it's on there. It's about this cult leader that ultimately bamboozles thousands of not just women, but men into a whole mind control conundrum. And initially it was play. And as the thing got deeper, like each episode is an hour long. So that just tells you. And I think it was like 5 or 6 episodes the first season. And I thought I was done. And then it was like next episode and I saw season 2. I'm like, there's more. When I say this man was the narcissistic, sociopathic psychopath from hell, and yes, I'm just gonna diagnose him with all 3, right? It was insane. It was interesting to see the tactics that he used to enroll grown people to do his dirty work. Things like that make me lose like hope in humanity, yes, but also it really makes me just wonder why those people exist at all, and like why people continue to have kids if they're just gonna mess them up. Now we know that psychopaths, sociopaths, all these things are not born, they are created. So, and oftentimes we love how we've been loved. So of course I had that tendency to try to think like, man, they didn't touch too much into his childhood, but I wish they would have went a little bit deeper into it, because I feel like in certain moments they were talking about how maybe I should just leave my lights off. It's kind of cozy in here. Yeah, let's do that. They were talking about how his upbringing was touched on briefly, very briefly. And of course, it was not good. It never is. When you trace it back, someone has been abused. But at the end of the day, the abused becomes the abuser. It's kind of similar to like the whole like R. Kelly situation. Like once you found out that he was molested in his childhood and he was made to do things that he didn't want to do, and when he became an adult, the way that he interpreted that and the way he combated that was to then become the abuser and try to get other little kids to do things that they didn't want to do. So it's just a lot. Like I have not done a lot of apartment touring on this channel as of late, so I'm wondering if I should even like replace the renting with the mental health, because I think femininity, slow living, femininity, and mental health, those 3, I cover them a bunch on this channel in one way or another. So that's just a side note. But yeah, it's just crazy because like it gets me to thinking that if people were more responsible, if people understood the gravity of the decision they're making when they choose to have kids, I don't know that this world would be what it is right now, because while everything can't be saved, everyone can't be saved with a wonderful childhood, a good percentage of kids can. And so, like, I don't know, how long are we gonna continue to fail the next generation before enough is enough, right? Before we either decide that we're going to equip ourselves or just stop reproducing, because this guy, the amount of havoc that he wreaked. And I love that his victims came to a point where they took ownership of the situation and they're like, no, this is not the story I'm going to keep telling, right? But it does not alleviate his fault in a lot of the way that they ended up. So those situations are always tricky because it only took one person to be like, you know what? It started with one. One person was like, this don't seem right. She tells her husband, who wasn't initially on board, I'm just happy they didn't end up in a divorce, and he finally came around. And again, they went to town on the big giant, and they were scared because this person was well connected. Like, and if for some reason you try to bring him down, because people had tried in the past and you couldn't, now you got to watch your back because he's coming for you and everything that you love. So I guess I feel like God just said, like, your time has run out. You know, because everything lined up for them and victims stepped up without expecting. And long story short, I don't know if I should ruin it for you, because if you're going to go watch it, I don't want to tell you what happens in the end. But let me just say that I was very satisfied. I was very satisfied with the way that the story ended. And because it doesn't always end that way. Wow, there's a lot of evil in the world. I'm grateful to see when justice prevails, and I'm happy to see that for whatever reason, whether it's because they're trying to make an example out of someone or whatever the case is, I'm happy to see that some people are being held accountable. We already know not everybody is, but like the guy from That 70s Show, I didn't even know that there was a whole debacle with him, but there are still people like Diplo and just a bunch of famous people that have been accused of sexually assaulting people. Not just one or two, but like a group of women will step up and they're never heard. So I'm saying all this to say that that show really put me in my feelings. Like, I don't remember the last time I stayed up until 5 o'clock watching a show, but I did for this one. And I was just like, I don't know if you guys sensed my energy this morning when I first got on camera or earlier, but it's just put me in a, it's something. My mood is something. And so I'm like, dang, like, our flow is also here, so maybe that's a thing too. But I'm just like, you know what, maybe you shouldn't. Like, maybe you just need to leave TV alone. So right now I actually have it on ambiance thing. I have like rain sounds. So between that, lo-fi, brown noise, that's probably all I can stomach right now, because after that, y'all, it's wild. It is actually wild, the kind of like chaos human beings, one human being can cause. And if they let him continue, this man was not, he was ready to take tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands with him. Yeah, it was gonna become one of those big, huge cult situations. If the FBI did not take it seriously and get involved, I fear that the damage he would have done would have been astronomical in comparison to like what he actually did do. So I don't know what the point of my story is. Let me cut this camera off and yeah. Okay, so it's 1:39 and I could not do the dust bags anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I get that it keeps your bags nicely, but listen, the way I shop anyway, whatever I can buy 3 times, I can't afford it. So if I could buy it 3 times, then why am I stressing myself about trying to keep it, you know, perfect? I could just replace it, because aesthetically it was not about to vibe. So let me show y'all what I've done so far. Doesn't that look so much better? I mean, come on. Like, vibe with it. And I moved the boots underneath here because it doesn't matter. No one needs to see that. I've kind of moved this over here so that it's easier to reach, but this side is pretty much still the same. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now this one I need to stick in here. And like, the space has not been spacing. I gotta really shove it. So I'm just gonna put the dust bags in here. Yes, now things make more sense to me. I love it. Love it. I also have not done my goals. I am so behind, so let's go ahead and do that now. The way I triggered my alarm again today, I just wake up in the morning and I get going. Like, I'm not thinking about disarming until I have to leave the house. And 2:32 p.m. I just wanted to show you guys the lily bloomed. I've never seen that happen before. So the other ones were already open. And for whatever reason, I was just at this angle and I was just about to like peel off my boiled eggs, and then I saw this flower. Like, let me just show y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? It looks like something out of a coloring book. I gotta change the water and stuff, but like, I did remember that one of them was still shut, but I don't think I've ever seen it bloom like myself. I don't think I've ever watched it do that. Like, just look at the difference between this one and that one. It's like a perfectly bloomed lily. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I feel like I like lilies now. Okay, so done with the work day for the most part. I'm about to run to Costco really quickly, so I'm gonna bring you guys along with me because I ain't been vlogging. Okay, all right, let's go. Crabs are not crabbing anymore like I'm used to. I'm thinking about red grapes. I always get green. I have green at home right now, but I think I'm gonna go with these. We will go with these. Just look at how big these are. I got some ice cream to cool me down. It's already melting. That's how hot it is outside. I usually get their vanilla, but today I wanted to spice it up a little bit. So I got vanilla and strawberry. I'm obviously not gonna eat the entire thing, so I'm gonna have to freeze it, which is perfectly fine with me. Let's go to the cribbo. There was a package at the door. Ooh. The way my camera just fell, I'm gonna have to slap this tripod because this is unacceptable. There was a package for me when I was leaving the house, so I am interested to see what's inside. I've been getting a bunch of PR, and that's something that I recognized would change. If I left the States, which is something I've been toying around with a lot, I already know how that influences like brand opportunities and things like that. It's kind of like when influencers move to LA just because they know that brands have direct access to them. A lot of people take things to the extreme when they feel like what's good and what's bad for you when it comes to eating. My approach is that it's all about portion control. Of course, if you sit here and eat an entire tub of ice cream, then yeah, that's probably not good for you. You know, obviously, if you can just do without it altogether. Like y'all know, I don't put any sugar at all in my tea. I don't buy soda at all in the house. That's just based on my decision, and it's also based on the fact that I know that I don't know how to stop eating it. With ice cream is not my kryptonite, so I can have a little bit of ice cream and like nothing happens, you know. But I am really ahead though with this filming schedule, because like when I get home right now, I finished editing the vlog already yesterday, and so when I get home right now, I'm just going to add music to like the parts that are like non-audio, the parts where I'm not talking. Tomorrow I take my car back in because the part is back. I hope they either put me in a sedan or my exact car or something higher. I do not want that GLA back. No, 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 no. And the sales guy called me actually a couple days ago. He's like, I see you have a service appointment planned. So he wants me to come and test drive cars because they're trying to put me into something else. I do want a sunroof. I've been saying that for a while. So that's really the only, I'm pretty happy with my car. So the only attraction would be the sunroof. But he's talking about putting me in like a higher model, which is something that I was offered even when I bought this car for the same exact price back then. I didn't like the interior of that one. So unless they've upgraded it, it's probably still gonna be a no for me. But I always like to keep my options open. So I'm gonna go and I will test drive and see what it's hitting for. OMG, y'all, it was two of them that bloomed. This one on this side and that cutie there. OMG, I need to change the water now. I'm inspired. good, put that on my hood. As I got, yeah. Don't be timid when you in it. Pressure better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. You're just so important. Nobody to body like you do. I can't lose. Snooze and miss the moment. You're just too important. Nobody to body like you do. You do. So 3:58. I'm actually about to go into the store real quick. Whatever it is I need. Sorry. Old school. I've been in that vibe lately. You might be wondering why my background looks different, but that's because I'm in a new car. And I know I talked about it already on the camera where the salesman called me and he's offering me an upgrade. I didn't even actually get to do that meeting, and I'll talk about that a little later on. But once I dropped my car off, I went into the rental and I told her, no GLAs. Whatever you do, don't give me the GLA. And she pulled up, skirt, and she put me in this cute little GLC. It's the brand new one. So this is actually the car that was offered to me along with my car for the same exact price. But I didn't like the interior. It was giving soccer mom. It was very much giving like I have 5 kids, and that's just not my vibe. So anyway, they finally changed the exterior, which I'm not too crazy about. Now it's looking very much coupé, but the interior is giving what it needs to give, because if you know me, you know I'm all about the buttons and things, and I still have my ambient lighting and things like that. So anyway, but let me just show y'all. Isn't she cute? Don't you love that little feature? Look how it shows me like the car in front of me, like real time. That's dope. This car literally has, I don't even know how many miles are on there. It's brand spanking new, so I think it probably has less than 300 miles on it. This is the dashboard. Cute, right? Got my little Coda's cup here. So the ambient light on this one is the same. It like kind of has like all of these here, and it's kind of like around all that area. So very similar to my current car now. Panels are a bit different. That's what I have to say. Everything feels a lot more glossy, I think, on this very vehicle, but it might also have to do with the trim. And then this is like cute too, because it's like, but I think it's adorable because you could just like tactic feedback, is that what they call it? It's giving. But most of all, I'm sure you guys are feeling the panoramic sunroof. Y'all, guys, this is literally what she was offering me. I remember sitting right here about to do my test drive, and I was like, it's too hot in Vegas. And I've already felt that today. I had moments where it's just like beaming against my thigh, but still the lighting, can y'all see the difference? Like, anyway, I've had it for less than a day, and I've already come to the conclusion that this is not the car I want. Specifically because I do not want a Benz next. Like my dream car is not a Mercedes-Benz, so I don't really think I need to do anything in between. I think I'm good to just wait on it, just because this car is not exactly perfectly how I want it anyway. Does that make sense? There are already things about it that annoy me. Like literally the screen is what I love the most, but as far as like space and things, my car still has more space. Pretty much my car is still, to me, the best. The GLB is still the best out of the A, B, and C, if you ask me. I'm just missing my panoramic sunroof. That's literally all I wanted. I want them to take my car and just put a sunroof in it and I'd be happy. But since that's not gonna happen, I'll just drive it. But it was still nice to have this gifted to me, because basically, let me tell you what happened. I showed up, the salesman's name was Sasha. He was all like, oh, he had walked by me, he was moving so fast. And then somebody was like, can I assist you? I was like, I'm waiting on Sasha. I really should have just taken up the other guy on his offer. But I was really at that point, because I got the GLC, I was really just walking in to keep my appointment and let him know that I'm going to drive this for a while and even see if I'm interested in the upgrade. Turns out that he doesn't even have this particular car. I don't think any of them are out right now for sale. So he was really going to try to sell me on a pre-owned GLE or a GLC, the older GLCs. And I was like, yeah, we can go ahead and wrap that up. He's like, so you think you're gonna come back? And you could tell he's still kind of new. He's either new or he's just super hyper. Either way it goes, the fact that he talked to me on the phone about keeping my price the same and upgrading. When I showed up there, he was on some, well, I know you don't want to really double, but you know, I think that you're gonna love it and you'll think it's worth it. And he was like, but if you can give me like 5 minutes, I have to do another test drive. Again, not prepared. And like, I deserve it. In every area of my life, I deserve intention. I deserve for someone who came to me to be prepared for me. So I understand that it sells and like you get what you get. I get that he was just trying to make his money. Not mad at him, but that's not my ideal situation, and that's not my idea of luxury. So it's bad enough I already told you I had weird experience at that particular dealership, so I was not even excited about giving them my money anyway. Does that make sense? So the universe provided just what I needed. A test drive with the car just to get the feel, but not necessarily a new purchase, which I'm quite happy with. So but yeah, this one is very much black on black, and my car is white on white, so it's definitely giving me a nice experience. Now this time they can keep my car for 2 weeks. I'm good to drive this baby around because she's giving. She's cute, but she's ultimately not the one, and so I will never shortchange myself ever again in my life. I bought that last one as just something to get around, let's be honest, and this is why I wasn't so picky. But knowing that my next purchase has to be exactly what I want, I will literally not have a car before I drive something that I don't want to drive anymore. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, let's go inside of this little store and get our little fish, get some food to cook, because as much as we'll continue this conversation at home because my camera's dying anyway. So I've been up for a minute, but I'm just picking up my camera. I'm currently fulfilling an order, and I have to come home and I have to bake this fish that I got yesterday because I marinated it overnight, and I have to cut up my watermelon and pineapple before they go bad. So I realized yesterday how much content I had batched, and so I'd like to use this weekend to do a little digital decluttering, just because I'm one of those people that believes that it's just as important as like decluttering in your real life. It's just nice to take an inventory on what needs to stay, what needs to go, what you need to repurpose, and things like that. So let me pack up this order and then we'll talk soon. It is such a gloomy day outside, and I have to go home and repackage my order and come right back. Thank heavens my USPS closes at 5:30 because I made a blunder, a rookie mistake, which is just weird because like just tells you that I was a little absent-minded. I'm definitely gonna need a new battery for this camera though, because either I'm losing track of how often I'm using it, or the battery definitely is starting to die a lot sooner. I haven't been picking up my camera like that, so the fact that like it has a known overheating issue that anybody that uses it knows about. If you have the Sony, you know what I mean. But this whole battery dying thing, but yeah, it's day 2 with my sunroof, and yes, I think it's safe to say that I wanted a sunroof and I just didn't know it. But I did get a message from my service advisor earlier, and she was like, they ordered the wrong part, so they've got to order yet another part. And at this point I was like, yeah, I can take your time, you know what I mean? I'm sitting pretty in this, you know, little cutie, so I'll enjoy her for a little bit longer.
You have no new messages.
Siri's so nosy. But I do have to say that the lighting, because it's coming from in front of me, and oh yeah, I definitely need my glasses. Because it's coming from in front of me and on top of me, I feel like it, you would expect it to wash me out, but instead it just like throws a cloud or something over me. So anyway, we gotta go back home and recalibrate. Today does not feel like a Friday. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just not, the Friday is not Fridaying at all. So I stopped and got boba, of course. What's new? The strangest thing happened to me. I was listening to jazz because I told you I've been really like mindful about what I'm listening to, and I basically tried to flip it into like Victoria Monet, which no shade against Victoria Monet, I like her music, but the way that it played a song that just didn't sit well with me. I think it might have been a Doja Cat song that I listen to all the time. I just couldn't do it anymore. So anyway, so I'm currently curating music for my mood. I currently have Doja Cat, Maxwell, Ariana Grande, Childish Gambino, Lo-Fi Chill, Bad Bunny, because that's how I learned my Spanish, and apparently created like a summer now and a Christmas now. So I'm gonna remove everything except for the cool jazz, lo-fi, and Bad Bunny, And then also I just realized with Pandora that I can create my actual station, just like select artists that I like, and it'll just like create a whole thing. So that's what I'm currently working on now. The crazy thing is that I obviously like certain songs by certain artists, if that makes sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I just like listen to them heavy like that. I'm gonna test it out and see what station it comes up with, because oh, it said I've hit my max. Well, let me take some stuff out, baby, because okay, all right, so I picked 6 artists. Let's see what it does for me. Work your magic, work your magic. Oh, okay. The first song is called Bestie by Roti Me. Let's see what that's doing. Na na na. Oh, so he sampled one of my faves by Lauren. That's his little signature, ain't it? Baby, baby, yeah. Oh, the beat is beating now. Y'all can't hear it because this car turns off my volume when I reverse, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Okay, that's vibing. Ooh. Okay, Roti. Let me see. This is probably playing because I selected 3LW. Again, I've been trying to listen to music that made me happy when I was younger, so that's what we do. But still got my shades on. I hear the DJ mixing numbers to the whisper song. And if you're feeling right, grab your grip tonight. It's your song tonight, and it's on tonight. Do it, do it, do it, do it. You know the world be rocking to it, to it. So do it, do it, do it. Lean with it, rock with it, snap with it. All my fellas, tip your hats with it. Do it, do it, hey. Song tonight. Rock with it, lean with it, rock with it, rock with it. Hey, come on. Side note, whoever Cherish's mother is, she literally birthed 4 of the same exact girls. I gotta go now. The light is green, the light is yellow. But yeah, she literally birthed 4 of the same girls. Like, that's wild to me. All right, what's next? I gotta sit Indian style for this, right? I know nobody lightweight speaks to me. I don't know what you did. I can make a hurricane on it. Yeah. 100 bags make it rain on it. You cry like a baby. Yeah. I just thought about it. I could probably create a couple of stations with different vibes, right? But I feel like then it starts doing similar to like whatever. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do one more, not too many. I'm gonna do one more. So one with more chill vibes, one with more poppy vibes, and then lo-fi, Bad Bunny, and jazz. I think that's perfect, actually. Yeah. Down with the gangsters. Make a pony. And I check a pony. Well, I know you want it. While you check a pony, you watching me shake it. I see it in your face, so you don't go grab it. I'ma let you have it. You think that I'm teasing, but I ain't got no reason. While you check a pony, tip it, pop it, truck and stop and check on me tonight. Ooh, boy, you looking like you like what you got to be patient. I like my man patient. Why don't you get up on it? Gotta make a promise that you won't put it on me. Like no one's put it on me. Don't worry, just show me. If that ain't the truth. She said all men talk but don't please. Here we go. Yeah. Hey, I'm the latest. Hey. good time. Now originally your mind. And now I write your name, boys. Only one love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't warn you. You know something, guys? I low-key feel like even though I'm not concerting like that anymore, I 100% believe that if a Destiny's Child concert came back, I would 100% be one of those people. I would 100% be one of those people that pays for a ticket. Like, no doubt about it. Because when I tell y'all that I forgot how many bops they gave us back in the days, like, I definitely forgot. But very similar to when B2K and them, like the Scream tour, came to Vegas and my sister was pregnant. Sis, if you're watching, I still haven't forgiven you for that, because the way I would have went in at that concert, like, you could not tell me nothing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Now my niece reminded me that I wore this shirt a lot. She's like, is this your favorite shirt? And I remember telling her, like, girl, I wore this shirt once ever since I got it from Zara. But in looking at the camera now, I'm like, wasn't I wearing this when I went to the 7 Magic Mountains? I just be losing track. If you asked me this morning, this is my second time ever wearing it. And that's actually why I put it on. Oops, joke's on me. So that one big watermelon made this much juice. Let me show y'all. 6 of these. And now I'm gonna attempt to do some pineapple watermelon. I'm gonna mix them because we still have that much pineapple left, which is like almost a half. Since I'm out of the small ones, we're gonna do these next. So I just made baked fish for the first time. It's supposed to be a replacement for fried fish. My sister recommended it because her group that she works out with are really big on nutrition as well. And y'all, I took a bite of this thing. I had to stop. Like, look, watermelon is still over there. Pineapple is cut, but I have to eat. Like, I wanna eat it fresh. So I think this is it for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow and I don't think I'm going to the gym either. I'm just gonna get up and do my Pilates in the morning because stranger danger. I miscalculated, executive dysfunction. See you guys tomorrow. $7:24 a.m. and when I tell y'all social media will be the life, because we're gonna speak life of me, like, I can't make this up. Yet another of the girlies that I just found on TikTok and just started watching her video just found out that the guy that she was seeing, and thank heavens she didn't like brag about him and like show his face. I mean, she humble bragged, but the point is, like, thank heavens she didn't like show his face and any of this stuff just yet, because these boys be out here embarrassing the girls. Anyway, she just found out that I haven't read the full thing yet just because I couldn't even. He's in a full-blown 3-year relationship. And now I understand why I was getting so tired of making dating content, you know? Because the men that I was rooting for were making it so hard to root for them. And while I'll never say that 100% of the men on earth are like this, the occurrence is just so common that When women say we should all just move to a town where men don't exist, I understand why. Like, I totally get it now. Yep. Ooh, I got about one more TikTok left in me. One more anything on social media left in me. What? And this is why I have a rule not to grab my phone first thing. I've actually been up for a couple hours now, working on the computer. Otherwise, child, I don't even know her like that, and I definitely don't know this guy. And I don't know why I'm still surprised. I think it's always just the audacity. Like, if boys don't have anything, it's they have audacity. They don't have nothing else to give you. It's just audacity. But I still do this work because, unfortunately, women will not leave men alone. So, here I am. So later on that evening, I decided to eat the frog. If you haven't read the book, then you probably don't know what that means. But I've had my product packaged in the suitcase and I've been fulfilling orders out of this. So I thought it was time to fix that. So I started with separating everything so that I can properly count the inventory. Okay, 2:15 p.m. I don't think I got on camera yesterday. I did grab a few clips from me organizing last night. I had to get the inventory together, so that was super productive. I've been waking up super early. Like today I woke up at 5:30, and so that's another story. We'll talk about that later on, but I'm about to go grab a shelving unit to organize the inventory that I have in the office. Let's just do a quick OTD or whatever, because we're running. So we got this little top here. It's like a crop top slash bralette. I got it from the TikTok shop. So I can't really link it, and if I can, I'll find the link and drop it for y'all. And these little cargo pants. I don't remember where I got these either. Are these Aritzia? I think they are, but I don't remember. I'm gonna put on my little Birkenstock X shoes downstairs, so I left the shelf that I actually went to buy in the car. And that was my cue that I need to eat. So I'm making myself a parfait. Baby. I don't know, some people like honey in their parfaits, but honey just doesn't give for me. Like, the only thing I want that's soft is like maybe the banana and maybe the yogurt. Like, I don't want the honey. Just, I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't, takes me out. Kept it simple, just bananas and grapes. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna put a sweater on because I'm kind of cold. Weird. Let's take my first bite. Cheers. What? So I think I might have gotten something a little too small. This is what it's gonna look like in the end. Ain't no way. It said it was a 2-pack too, so I think I thought it was 2. Okay, let's see. And even this looks like exactly what it is, so that's not gonna work. We need a little something more than that. We need like 3 of these. That's what I would prefer. So this is what I thought I was getting, guys. So enough to put my printer and like a bunch of everything in there. This is what I was buying. I think I'm gonna go to Home Goods to try to see if I can find something, because I'm really determined to make the space like a working area so that I can feel more motivated just to like do what I need to do. But I'm also trying to see if I have anything at home that I could work with. And I know I bought a bunch of these acrylics, so this Lazy Susan kind of spins. I feel like this could work. All this stuff could work. I think it's just about having a place to display it. So maybe that extra desk that I still haven't sold might become my display at this point, because I need somewhere to put this. So I think I'm gonna see if all the products fit inside of here. And if they fit, then I just need something, I guess, ultimately to put it inside of. Kind of like those cubbies that are sitting on the floor. I was hoping that that shelf was like a high shelf and I could just put them in there so I can draw from them when I'm making the orders. But ultimately, I think I do need like a table set up, because I need something for all the stuff to sit on while I'm doing the process. Does that make sense? Or maybe it doesn't, but yeah, let's see. Let's see what I can fit in in here. Is it my body? So I wonder if I can do the liners. No, this won't fit. I'm gonna try to see if I can put the liners in here. I have 2 of these actually. So I could do 1 liner, 1 lashes, and then lipsticks on the rest. I'm really trying over here, guys. I'm trying. All right, at least they're organized now. Let me see if the liners even fit. Oh, maybe even this works. When there's a will, there's a way. And I'm a woman with the will, okay? I decided not to go to Home Goods just yet, and I decided to work with what I had, as I showed y'all. And this is the final result. Like 3 of these cubbies with the lippies, a little bit leftovers, the liners, and the lashes. And these are Lazy Susans, so they spin. Like, you cannot tell me I didn't eat down. So now this is why I'm thinking that I set up another one of these desks here, and then this kind of holds it in. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up another desk right here. Beyond the fact that I feel extremely satisfied that I worked with what I had at home, I'm also really happy about not having to go out in human, because like I'm waiting for trash pickup, and that's the only reason I haven't armed the apartment. So by now I'm already checked out. I'm ready to have dinner and call it a night. So, well, not really. I need to do a test run for the lives to kind of see how purchases work on TikTok. So I just really want to get rid of all of this inventory so that I can rebrand and figure out what I want to do ultimately. I actually had someone reach out to me possibly about acquiring. So I was like, whoa, was not expecting an acquisition, because I haven't exactly like made a big name for myself yet. But that happened. I don't know if I should be talking about that because evil eye is real and I never know who's watching these vlogs. But that happened. So I kind of want to just get rid of what I have now, so that if the rebrand takes place and if it is acquired, then all the stuff is out, right? And they can kind of take the reins on what they want to do as far as creative direction and things like that. But all of that to say that all that from last night is now in order. So, period. La 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 la.